My aunt is a vampire. My father, my uncle is Frankenstein, and my little cousin is a werewolf.
Yeah.
Boom.
And you say that to someone, and here's what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you from a guy's standpoint. I'm looking at you, and you're beautiful. You got everything that I want to go after. And you tell me my dad is a monster, because that's all you're really saying. My dad is a monster. My mom is a beautiful monster.
No, aunt, because her parents.
Oh, that was aunt and uncle.
Okay, but I live with a family of monsters.
Yeah.
Okay. I ain't hearing none of that. Okay, all I'm saying is, okay, so I might show up and your dad is a mean person and your mama crazy. That's the filter that just went through my head, because I'm looking at you.
But they had
and I'm like,
same reaction. Oh, their eyes would buck out and they would trip
over
furniture. Like, come on.
If I show up on a date and your daddy is not a monster, but your dad is a monster, yeah, it might be a little bit of a freak out moment.
And let's be realistic. We can still take it to today's thing. Even if you sit there and say, well, I have to warn you that my dad is pretty big, you're going to conjure up a certain image in your head. If she opens the door and your dad is Shaq, you ain't ready for that. You may have to say, oh my God, I'm out.
Just couldn't get with the
it's like you want to date a girl, and she's like, I'm gonna let you know, my dad's kind of a big deal. A lot of people like him or whatnot. And so just want to let you know. And then you show up and you pull up to LeBron James' mansion. A little different than I was thinking. Maybe your dad was a lawyer.
That just annoyed me. Another thing that annoyed me is this is gonna sound real petty. The car that Herman drove. How he gonna what?
What did he drive?
A coffin car.
Well, he worked at the funeral home.
You cannot take a wooden coffin and make a car out of it. That just annoyed me to the uttermost.
The Beverly Hillbillies drove a car that had a rocking chair on top of it.
This is true.
And it rocked back and forth.
And grandma actually sat in it all the way from wherever they came from.
From the
East Coast, West Coast,
70s TV shows.
It annoyed me.
It was a fantasy show.
But it annoyed me. So my pick is always going to be the Munsters. I love the Munsters. I love the movie Munster Go Home.
They had a movie?
Yes, they had two
movies. They had several. Yeah.
No,
I didn't even know that. I don't think I
No, they did. They had several TV movies. Like they was just determined they was going to make this show again.
Yep.
I think, and honestly, the latest one was early 90s or mid 90s. They tried to do it again.
Wow.
Yep.
When I think of the Munsters, I don't see them as a crossover to a movie type of show, because they were just silly humor.
Munster Go Home is one of the most hilarious movies. It's just mindless entertainment. It's just like, okay, I'm just going to watch this stupid story about these stupid people, and it's just hilarious.
Yeah, because it's like the characters in the Munsters, like I was saying before, they're pretty much one-dimensional.
Yeah, they're both shows.
Whereas on the Addams Family, it just seemed like it was better written. I guess that's the way I'll put it. It was better written. It was written.
You're looking at the TV show.
Yep, I'm looking at the TV.
We're looking at the fact that back in those days, which is kind of like what they're doing with the movies these days, they're just recycling. This worked back in the early 60s and 70s. Let's just let it sit for a while. People grow nostalgic about it, and we'll bring it back in some way, shape, or form.
Was the Munsters older than the Addams Family?
I think the Addams Family was first.
Because it seemed like they were kind of copying off or feeding off of each other in a way.
Yeah, because they were at the same time, but I don't remember which.
Both of them wound up being in color, so that's what's throwing me.
So the Addams Family is like an ABC show, and the Munsters is like a CW show.
I still think the Munsters is better than a CW show. I enjoyed it. There were many things about that show I enjoyed better than
I enjoyed it more, but I'm just saying you can't compare the level of detail and quality writing. Like Adam's Family is gonna win that one. But as far as more enjoyable to watch, Monsters wins that one to me. So yeah.
The Addams Family debuted first on ABC on September 18, 1964.
Yo,
The Monsters followed on CBS on September 24th, 1964.
So they came out the same year.
Say they came out the same month, a couple of days away from each other.
So
hello, this is Tracy, and I want to let you know that the video that you just watched is just a snippet. And to see the whole wonderful episode, you need to be a Patreon. The link to be a Patreon is in the description section. Please check it out and please support. We need as much support as possible. Remember, you can always subscribe to our page and be notified when we get new videos. But if you want to see the whole video in its entirety, unedited, just off the cuff, no filters, no anything, be a Patreon. You can start as low as just $1 per month or $5 per month. We'll start to have polls. Sometimes I'll drop into the Patreon once we get a couple more members. But again, I just want to encourage you to support us on the Patreon. The link is in the description, and have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.